Hello, my friends. Welcome on in. How are we doing today? Hi, 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 hi. Hello, 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 hello. Welcome, 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 welcome. How are we doing? Good to have you all out here. Hi, 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 hi. I don't know why I'm doing that. Welcome. How's it going? Good to see y'all out here. Ho, 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 ho. Kari, hello. Soph, hello. Valenite, hi, hi, hello. Connex, hi. What's going on? Every time I join a YouTube stream for the first time, I feel like I joined a secret club. Lily, welcome on in. We have a handshake and everything. I actually don't know if we do. Pooch, how we doing? Town God, hello. How are we doing, everybody? What's up? Phoenix, hello. Burby, hi. Burb, hello. Catherine, what's going on? Yes, make sure to like the stream, my friends. It helps me out a bunch. I really do appreciate it. Good to see y'all out here. How are we doing? How's our Monday going so far? Good to have ya. Phantom Whale, thank you for the 13 months, my dude. Appreciate ya. We are going to be working in creative again today. We're just going to be kind of chilling and working on some new buildings in the city and kind of keep going with that. I've been really enjoying it recently, so I was like, I just want to kind of keep doing more and seeing where it's going to evolve to and all of that stuff and keep working away. So that's kind of the big plan today of we're going to build in creative, but there really is no plan of what it's going to look like. So it's amazing how every streamer manages to be late for their own stream. Yeah, it's really cool. Now I put like the 5-minute start time and then we get going and then we're good. Now we're all like wizards. We arrive precisely when we mean to. We're getting another spoiler today. I got another 1,000 likes, my dude. Actually, I don't really have any other spoilers. But yeah. Hope everyone was okay after what I read about what happened in Seattle. I know, yeah. That was very weird. Obviously awful for everybody who got hurt and everything. But I was in downtown yesterday hanging out with Mogswamp, Barse, and Schuler. We were all just hanging, and we had talked about going to Seattle Center. Where the shooting was yesterday, like an hour before it happened. We were hanging out in Pike Place, just chilling, catching up, doing all that stuff, and just we were like, do we walk all the way to Seattle Center and go check that out? Because like, and the ultimate reason we were like, nah, Bye to Seattle's going on and it's way too, it's like so stupidly expensive and like not worth going to. I was like, when we could just go to this brewery right here and grab a beer and hang out and just chat and enjoy being in Pike Place. And so we did that instead. And then as we're sitting there, my phone just started buzzing like crazy with notifications of a shooting happening and everything nearby us and all that, like watch out, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, where was it? And I looked at where it was and I was like, I'm so glad we didn't go. But yeah, that was something yesterday. I hope everybody's going to be able to, everybody who's in the recovering side of it is going to be okay. I have a question. You once said that writing hardcore on your thumbnail gives you a lot less views, so why do you mention hardcore Minecraft last two thumbnails? I'm just testing it out. It's the way it goes. Everything is like it ebbs and flows, and right now it seems to be better to put hardcore in thumbnails versus not putting them in thumbnails. I just A/B test all of them. What happened in Seattle? There's an event over the weekend called Bite of Seattle, which is supposed to be like just a bunch of outdoor food markets and everything, and there's a shooting at it yesterday, unfortunately. I think 7 people got hurt. But you can go look that up online if you'd like to. I'd rather we focus on more positive things and all that going on. It's an unfortunate story of those are becoming all too common in the US, and there's not much done on it. And there's even like posts people made on Saturday when they went to the first day of it being like, wow, it doesn't really seem like there's a whole lot of security here. Like, this seems really lax on the security front. What's going on? And then unfortunately that happened on Sunday. So will we ever get a return of Goblin Flip? Like from the Empire's perspective? No. I like that side of thing to be closed out. I don't really care to bring characters back too often. I don't really care too much to be playing characters anymore. I'd rather just be me and doing all my stuff as me. And if I want to be chaotic, I can be chaotic. And if we want to do little wacky build styles, Goblin Flip stuff, we can do that. Been watching you for a while. The first time watching you live. Love your Minecraft world and hope to make one like you one day. Hey, just start now. You'll get there. Um, if you say no, it's fine, but can we see your drawings or builds you've already done? I don't know if there's any that I've finished that are worth showing. I mean, I showed this one in the video for the Shulker Ranch. We did that guy. Where's that? There's the camera angle. So that was kind of my plan for the Shulker Ranch. I don't know. I don't really have too much else. I've been trying to work on my rocks. So I've been working on drawing rocks recently. So that's been kind of fun. Just been trying to find some references on Pinterest or whatnot and try and just draw those as ink drawings. I did these guys a little while ago. Those are kind of cool. And then those. But this still basic stuff. But yeah. Nothing else. Oh, I did these. I might try and turn these into something for Tough Haul. They're a lot more sketchy. But like this is kind of some doodling I was doing for Tough Haul stuff. So we'll see. We'll see if that turns into anything. I don't think those might, but yeah. No, that's kind of most of it that I've been doodling. Oh, this was for the rain.
Pleased to meet you.
That no rain video.
Hi.
I did these guys. I don't know if I showed that in the video or not. But yeah, that's most of it. Yeah. I'm like just new getting into drawing and doodling for this stuff. I haven't done anything since the frog dudes, so we'll see where that goes. But yeah, that's kind of what I've been working on those. Have you read Witch Hat Atelier? Your art style reminds me so much of it. No, I haven't. Your drawings are so cool. I appreciate that. I can never draw buildings. I feel like that's the only thing I can draw. But I like perspective for me is like not really there. So I still do a lot of just like 2D stuffs. We're 100 off likes wise or what? Sorry, I'm just stretching my back out, dude. Ugh. Tweak, thank you so much for the 19 months. Appreciate ya. Thank you, thank you, thank you. YouTube friends, click the like button if you haven't already. It helps me out a ton. But this is Minecraft or Minecraft, depending on the day. But we're out here. I haven't done anything since the last stream when we were doing this stuffy stuff. I'm kind of thinking that we just continue our way working up the street here, and just kind of see what comes from it. So just continue up here. I'm debating that this building might get removed in favor of doing something bigger for the castle, fortress, river outpost thing that'll go out here. So I don't really know where that's gonna end or where that's gonna land, but could be something. Let me turn the music down. That's a little too bumping for a chill Monday. Hi, how are you? I'm doing good, Brenda. How are you doing? Love mince rafters. Me too. I love mince rafters. This right here, I like that it comes out on this side. I think that's nice. I think we also need to do that here. Almost thinking it just needs to go around the entire space on this one. We have this guy being like a flat top to bottom. I think it works when we do like this type of a roof to it, but when we have an overhang, I think it helps a lot to just bring it out. Honestly, we could just do 4 tall on it. And it can almost be like an extension around it, and then we have the normal roof going above, because then we don't need to rethink that element, so that could actually work out pretty well. I don't know. We'll see this right here. This needs to come back. I think I'm gonna bring it to here. And then that can be, that would be the end there, right? No, it'd be that. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. What's your favorite game besides Minecraft? I'll be honest, the one that I feel like I go back to the most to play is StarCraft 2. I love playing StarCraft, man. I love that game.
Pleased to meet you.
We're gonna just goof around with it and see what happens. Anima, thank you for the gift sub to the Frenchman. Hope you two are doing great today. Welcome on in. We're gonna grab some oak weed. We're gonna grab some stripped spruce wood. And we're gonna grab some mangrove weed. I kind of want to bring this all to being just this brown spruce. And then if we do like a little window here, and then we can have like a 1 and a 1. That could be kind of fun. We're just going to wing it today. We're going to see what happens. I feel like that can come along with some pretty cool builds if we can just wing it and have some cool things going on. I'm kind of thinking we could just literally just do something. Well, I wanted actually going horizontal, so this we're gonna be using that guy. Copy that, so we get the axis on it. Ooh, but the bottom we'll do like trapdoors along the bottom or something. Maybe dark oak, so it's just a little bit of a darker trim. I don't know. How was y'all's weekend? How are you, Slushy? I'm doing pretty good. Has he made a bakery yet? We have a few bakeries in the city, actually. But we have not made one in this area, I believe. I'm thinking we can take... What would be a decent slab? I'm just going to do it on a deep slate tile for now because I can't be stopped. I love me some deep slate tile in this city. It looks too good. Whenever you can't figure it out here, you just pull in some deep slate tiles and it'll be fine. Had a good weekend. Nice. City of Path stream. What a treat. Yeah, we're going to see what we can get done today. Yeah, I mentioned earlier, but yesterday I met up with Schuler and Bars for the first time, so it was fun to get to meet them. They came in up to the Seattle area, so we hung out in downtown for a little while. It was a good time. And Mog came out too, so we're just hang and wander around the city. What happened to Mythical? Why is he not posting video regularly? I don't know. I think he streams mostly now. Currently building City Harbor inspired by the Building with fWhip series. Love that time. That was a good one. Where will the road connect to the Swamp Village or to everything else? Or did I miss that in the video? There's no road connect to the Swamp Village yet. That is going to be something that I think eventually will be like over the landscape here that we're doing, because that would flow like really nicely, just keeping like if this mountain were to expand and kind of encompass this area here with whatever's, and then this would kind of be more mountain here, and then we could or like this is like open plains ish, I guess you could say, and then eventually it would like kind of come up and then start sloping back down and come into the Swamp Village, like maybe like woof up there. But I don't know, it'd be kind of nice to just have like a dock or something on the edge, and then like I don't think there'll be an actual road that gets into the village itself. Maybe I guess we could have a road that comes in from the top here that kind of gets you to like here-ish, and then you'd have to boat around from there. But I feel like it's kind of cool that they're just not hooked up to the land at all, you know? You said you currently don't continue with the custom train up in the north because, you know, to for indifferent was the plan about that area currently. I want to chop out a lot of it and redo it, to be honest. It's kind of where it's going to come down to. I just not ready to quite do that yet. What if the entire base of this is brick? Huh? Ah, I think that's kind of nice. To be honest, I think that's kind of cool. Let's go here. Let's do... We've already had a little dark oak on there, so we can do that in here. A little granite. Do that guy, and then we can do a little bam, 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 bam. Yeah, that's kind of a nice little door. I like that. And that can have a little window right there with a grate that will do just some regular wax copper, so it kind of pops out a touch. And then I do have a rule in the city on first floor buildings. I try and keep up with it more so now, but they have to be grates to make it look just like a little bit like somebody can't just like break a glass window to get in. I don't always keep that rule. I just try. It's like a hopeful sense of I'll try and do that when I can remember. I keep setting myself up with these little diagonal doorways, and then I do them, and I'm like, what do I even do here? Maybe we do this, and we do some, like, wall action. And that would be bam, and bam. And then how do I get this to be a decent door? Without it being just like... I guess I could use shelves. What if we did... maybe mangrove shelves? Mangrove stairs. This is where I wish we could have a diagonal door. Because, like, we could do that, and that kind of works. But that's so deep. That's so far in there. It's just like, ugh. This is... I need a better way to get a door this way, dude. What do I do? Maybe we just have 2 side doors. We'll just do that. That's fine. When's the next video, may I ask? Not this Thursday, but next Thursday, most likely, is what I'm working towards right now. I guess if I'm doing that spruce here, we probably want that. Do I want that to be consistent up to that? I don't know if I do. I'm kind of thinking I don't. I'm kind of thinking I want this to be bone. YouTube friends, click the like button if you haven't already. It helps me out a ton, so I really do appreciate it. Thank you. We'll figure out texturing wise what this will be a little later. But for now, it can at least just be throughout here. This is gonna actually save so many resources just by clearing this stuff out first before we get into actually building. I have no idea what the landscape itself looks like up here, so in the vanilla world, like how much we've changed it versus like if I need to dig things away or if it's actually just gonna be fine. So we will find out. Can't stay along a marching band starting day. Ooh, fun. Have fun, Eagle. What instrument do you play? Or are you just like a professional marcher? What is this massive cave? It's the inside of the mountain. I just hollowed it out. It's so that the schematic, when I bring it into the into the survival world, it's not terrible on the eyeballs. I guess technically, no. We'll just leave that stuff for now. I don't need to texture it yet. Actually, yeah, I was thinking this was way too high. We'll leave those as pink. No, fWhip, that wasn't me. There's another eagle in here. There's eagle discs. They're a trombonist and drum major. Five-year subs. That's the first time I've seen that. Who was the 5-year sub? Who did I miss? Should I recreate a spruce village or a plains village first? I mean, I think plains villages are probably easier to work with, but spruce villages are vibes. There's something pretty dang cool about a spruce village. Got a job interview in 50 minutes? Dude, Ryan, the fact that you already are in the door, dude, you're good. You're in the door. You got the interview. You're ready. You got it. I believe in you. You're gonna do great. You just gotta go be yourself. You're gonna do totally fine. So that would be if we just like cut this to here. Which honestly might not be the worst thing. Because then I could just take this. Like that. Yeah, let's just do that. That'll work. And we do a little split and then we just... Bone blocks are such a fun sound in Minecraft. How do you get diagonal builds to look good? A lot of trial and error and a lot of slabs. A lot of slabs. Use slabs everywhere you can. I really want to make this roof different from what we've been doing so far, but I just don't think I want that tall vertical size here. It's gonna barely pop up over the building in front of it, so maybe we do want to make it taller. Because on diagonals, we kind of have two options for roofs that we can do for a diagonal that look nice. So for diagonal roofs, you've got a few options. So you've either can do slab to full block to slab. This is one option for our diagonal roof, and that looks nice going up. So there's option one. Option two that we can do is we can take our full block here and we can do walls on top of the full block, and then we could bring that back in here, and then you can just do walls again on top of that, and it comes up at a much more extreme angle, and you just inch up here one block at a time. And then you can also make this more extreme if you want to, which I think is where it starts to look a little bit better, because that in itself does look pretty good and it feels very smooth. But you can also take that one step further and you can do like a this, and then you do this, and then you actually make this taller there, and then you do another set. So you can just elongate your slope a bit, and then you can take that up here like so, and that can be another super tall one. And I feel like that is too extreme for what I want for this area. That doesn't feel quite right for the height of this building, because otherwise we're going to be eating into the top of that tower. So we could maybe try this with the walls here that eats it up just a little bit, like 1 block every diagonal step, instead of this is a slab every diagonal step. So I think we try that guy, and we'll see where this goes. Path is just like a real city. It's expanding till it's never-ending massive buildings. Yeah, the harbor is going to be the last expansion. Okay, so we're going to start with our full blocks here. Bring this guy all the way down. And then it's going to get a little goofy. I think we're just going to have to redo the entire height of the building. So let's just work it from the outsides and bring it coming in. We'll just add the bone blocks as we need to. Easiest way is going to be if we just are working it in from outside coming into the middle and seeing where it goes. But this, honestly, this might even get to be too tall. This is kind of feeling a little too big already. What if we do like a combo of it? So we go in like slab a few blocks and kind of do like a gradual slope increase and then bring it back down. That on a diagonal might be a little intense, but I think we could figure it out. I think I'm gonna get rid of this. This is just too tall for me. So let's go back to our slab plan that we had started with, and that's gonna be a full block and a slab. And we'll see where we go. And then we'll do another slab here.
Keep it real.
Hey fWhip, I think you have mentioned it before in the past, but would you ever try your hand at designing a willow tree? I know they're hard to design and was wondering if it's due to the block options.
Lito was just going to say that, Bosch. Yeah, they're just kind of rough to design. I think the biggest thing stopping me, I'll be honest, is the sense of scale, for one, can be kind of rough on willow trees. But two, which I think is even more so for me, is I want to be able to put glowberries attached to leaves. That's like the big stopping point, and I don't get why we can't do it. I have made a really cool willow tree in the past, actually. I might even have it in here. That it's not like a full willow, but it's kind of got like the idea of willow tree to it. Did I ever save it? Yeah, this guy. Because you can make almost a willowy pale oak of sorts. But you can just see here by having the hanging moss coming down instead of full leaf blocks. For the scale I tend to work at for trees, I like this a lot more. Granted, willows can be very big, so you could make it there. But like, this is my favorite result I've had for a willow. And even that, I'm just like, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I think it's a big part. Literally being able to place just glowberries off of leaves would probably make a lot more custom trees possible. But yeah, like Greg said, you can add moss in there and then do that, but then you're kind of limited to something that works with azalea or limited to like biome tinting on it. So it's just it's a little bit of a challenge that I haven't really figured out something that I love yet. Okay, so we've got slab, full block, and I'm thinking from here we start working up into our big boys. That's going to be, honestly, maybe instead of that right there, we just do this. I think would be more gradual instead of just going straight transition. So it's slab, 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 and then we get a full block, and then a slab with then this on top. That might actually work out. Does that look natural enough? I wonder if it almost looks better with this. Does it look better here? No, because that just kind of... I don't know. This is weird. This is probably it could go any which way. This is spawn proof, and I think that might actually be our smoothest. Yeah, I think we might be doing this. Okay, so then over here we do our... We're just going to move out a slab. We're just going to go straight into these. Ooh, and then at the top of this, we'll have space because it'll be a full block to be able to do something a little bit more fun. I think a lot of these have ended with the slab being the highest, so we can change this. And underneath this point, just so it arches a little bit better on the outside, let's bring in some of the stairs instead of them being full blocks. And that's going to be wall. Why do I kind of want to like have it even peaked up even more in the middle? That, yeah, I kind of like that. And then at the tip of this, I was gonna say we could do some bars or chains, but I think it might be too much. So I'm just gonna do a double candle on each. Cause that, yeah, that's probably enough. That's spiked up enough on it. Your dogs are cute. Thank you. I love my dogs. Have you ever been to a place with that traditional German... What? I don't know what you're talking about, DVD. I never seen that feature in Axiom. It's awesome. Which one? You're my fave YouTuber. Thank you, dude. I appreciate that. Glad you enjoy it. Oh, the annotation tool? Yeah, it's pretty good. You and Mog are the best YouTubers. I was hanging with Mog yesterday. Somebody came up and they noticed me while we were hanging out there. And I jokingly was like, oh, yeah, you might know some of these guys. Like, because I was hanging out with Mog and them. And the kid just looks over at Mog and goes, no, I don't. And I was just like, ha, take that with your 3 million subs, Mog. It's German timber framed houses. Oh, yeah, not familiar. Okay. Weird one here, but what if we did, we've had a few like flocks of birds around the city, around the world so far. What if we just like had some on the house here? They're just like burbs, they're just chilling, dude. They're just vibing. We just got some burbs vibing here. And then we can just have like a few maybe or like kind of up. These are my burbs. I love my burbs. Well, we just do something like that. That's kind of fun. It gives like a little unique element to it. Gives us a little bit of noise to it. Maybe we not so many landed on the thing. But we can get a little bit of something in there. Maybe we do just like a little like... Yeah, I kind of like that. That's fun. It just gives a little bit of extra noise to it, of just a teeny tiny bit of movement. Maybe we get rid of this top one. He's probably not going to be up there. A roof window? Yeah, I'm thinking we could throw a window in right in here.
Pleased to meet you.
Where we've been using bone. So we'll just pop something out like this. I kind of think like some grate action. And then we can get some... If I can get this to like wrap around completely, it'd be nice, but I don't think we can. So that'll come to here. You'll go to
Pleased
there.
to meet you.
Looking good. Is the harbor castle the next thing?
It's gonna be coming up soon. Glasscoff, thank you so much for the 21 months. Appreciate you. Fran, thank you so much for the 53 months. Any tips on doing a custom island build? Find some inspiration online. Anytime you're doing any form of landscape, try and get a reference of something either real or from a fantasy world that you can look at. That is the #1 way to terraform better, is to use a reference. Is that too much? That looks like too much. I don't like that. I mean, what if we actually just don't do the bone? And that actually in here also becomes... from the top, that doesn't work. I don't like that little lip. I guess that's where we could introduce a little bit of dark oak, help break it up a touch. It also doesn't need to be coming forward that much. We could push it back in a block. So it'd be this instead of being the one wide up front and center. It then can be a 2 wide here. And then that can turn into a thingy thing. I don't know why this window is hurting my brain so much right now, but it is. Still not loving it. I mean, that's... Yeah? You got that? You picked up what I was saying, right? I don't know why I feel so bright in here now. Why are we so bright? Why is this, like, highlighter bright in here? I, like, goof a light source or something? Yeah, what the heck did I do? What the heck did I do in here? What did I just do to this light source in this chunk? I just broke this chunk. Hello? What did I do? Use a white wall. The only white wall we have is that. I mean, we could do sandstone. I was planning to yellow tint it. Oops. Oops, indeed, dude. What did I do? I broke it something. I don't know what I broke it. Let's try just a quick relog. Let's see what happens there. What mod do you use like in move blocks? It's called Axiom. Yeah, I'm on the latest version. I'm on 26.2. Still broke it. Oh. Oh, that's like many chunks. It's even broken in here. I'm gonna try a full restart, not just a world reload. Un momento. That is a weird one. Yeah, no self-promo, please. Thank you, Liz. Liquid darkness? No, it's just air darkness. There's no way to get rid of it. Was broken? Something in the chunk, just the lighting in the chunk just absolutely broke. I'm loading in right now. Seems to be better. Yeah, okay, good. It just needed a full reset. Nah, it wasn't my frog lights. It was the chunk itself was busted. Do we care that you can see that little lip right there? I'm kind of literally thinking we just do that. No. You should do that. No, birch instead of this. Or is too tall to miss? It's too tall like the... Is that where we're missing? If too tall ain't working, I don't gotta force it. We could just literally do that too. Well, let's say it comes in. Can't do that. That's a little too much. So 2 walls in, and then that would be here with another one. Honestly, that alone, I don't really hate. This is where a cushion would be clutch. Birch fence gates holding it up. That's not a bad idea. Yeah, we'll leave it as that for now. Let's just leave it there and move on and see what else comes up. And then if we want to do something else, we can do something else with it. This guy, I'm going to intentionally bring the roof line down because I don't want them to start at the same level. Because if we did where it is right now, it would be starting at the exact same point, and I don't want that. And then this also is going to be purely just slabbage, stepping up to the tippity top. Yep, we'll do that. And then we can just bring the rest over. And we can just use our little schmear. Nope, nope. Nope, nope. There's that. And then you... Oh, not negative. There. Love it. Cool. That's kind of an interesting looking roof for the whole thing. It's got a good amount of levels. Your cities are a giant grid. You can make them not a giant grid. Never considered how hard diagonal roofs could be because I always avoid diagonal. Yeah, diagonal roofs are the hard art. Honestly, diagonal roofs are easier than texturing the sides of diagonal buildings. I think the roof is the easy part of most diagonals. It's when you get into the other shapes where it can get, or like trying to add details like window frames and stuff like that on diagonals. That's where I start to find that it gets a little bit more tough, in my opinion. So I'm thinking that we have sandstone, we've got smooth sandstone, we've got our bone block, and I kind of want to see if we can make end stone work. So that palette would look something a little like bam bam. Probably our bone block is over to there. Something like a so with the yellowies of that. I guess before I texture, I should be adding windows and things for where we're gonna do those because that's a little bit important. So we do this here, and I'm thinking we just quite literally. No, I kind of want to do a bay window. Let's grab some spruce, glass. Let's see, can we do a bay window? Would be bam bam, and then you can just do this. And we do trapdoor or slabs. And then we can just slap a little trapdoor right on top. We got a nice little bay window sticking out. We could even do, if we want to give it some little extra support. Maybe not. That's kind of fun. And then to give that a tiny bit of a frame on the inside too. So it'll look a little bit more like the spruce is going all the way around. And we can hide those guys back there. It gives a tiny bit of emphasis to it, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll leave that for now. See what we like. See if it sticks. Can also pull in some sand just as a way to save some materials, and it gives another variation just to sandstone. And I kind of like it. I don't know if the bone is working the best. I'm kind of liking the yellowy we get out of the sandstone and the end stone, but maybe. Alright, I'll let Mr. View have been flat out working again. I'll be off about half. But here for now. Hey, Baza, welcome on in. All good, my dude. All good. Would you ever consider a building with banners as the walls to make it look like framing? I've seen some people do that, and I'll be honest, my general consensus is that it's not worth how many banners and entities you need to have to be able to get it to the point where it like looks decent. So I tend to not do it, but I think some people have used it fairly well. It's not for me. I keep like I feel like that's one of those things you see from like folks like Sinnoh and whoever, and they just like spam it around everywhere. And I think it's one that just kind of gets a little overused. I know the crazy part. I feel like getting bone blocks for me is easier than getting sandstone. That's when you know you're an endgame where you're like, I'd rather texture with bone blocks than sandstone. That's so dumb, dude. Oh, Minecraft. You have a second channel? I do. It's called fWhip 2. It's mostly VODs on there. I don't really know what I'm going to use it for moving forward, though, because I'm backed uploading VODs on main. I'm debating about bringing somebody in to cut down stream highlights. Basically, like, cut down a stream into, like, a 30-minute thing and just kind of let it ride. So I'm debating right now if I want to try and see if that would be worth bringing somebody in, or if doing something like that is more just like would be nice but wouldn't actually help the channel. So we'll see. Oh, this is actual land in there. I'm gonna take this all up here. I don't know. We'll just cover... Honestly, I'll probably just cover this in some leaves. Like making YouTube shorts from the streams. Yeah, so I'm already going to move forward with that for the next little while. So y'all start to see some stream-based YouTube shorts coming up. We're going to try that for a bit. I've been working with Wombat on shorts for a while, and I asked him if he would want to start building some from stream stuff. So we're going to start doing that for the next while, see what happens. But no, I'm thinking like actually kind of like what Mog does on his second channel of straight up just taking streams and cutting them down in like a 30-minute thing instead of it being like a only available in the full VOD form, like trying to get a stream that takes a 3 or 4 hour thing and cutting it down into being like a 20-minute-er. At least for the streams that are pointed for what we're actually doing in them. So I'm thinking on this one, mostly because it's new and we haven't done it yet. How do we go from brick to cinnabar? Because I think this could be kind of fun. I got rid of cinnabar. Brick to cinnabar. Yeah, okay, so that was just going to be terracotta. But I think we also want granite, and I think we want like a pink terracotta. I feel like that's... So it was saying that by default. But I think if we stretch that to here, because that's better in my opinion, and then to that, that's kind of cool. Magenta, that's probably too much. Are we throwing some looms in though? Not too bad. Could we throw looms in like as a little trim up here, maybe? I've been liking doing little trims like this lately. It's kind of fun. And then we can bring our cinnabar in. A little pink terracotta to go with it. Pink terracotta back to regular terracotta. And then that kind of steps into our granite. Yeah, I think that can work out pretty well. That looks good. We do like a little cinnabar right here. A little teeny tiny bit of pink terracotta around it. Looks pretty good. And then this guy, I think we actually like drop this down. I know I literally just put those pink terracottas in there, but we could do something like this. It's kind of fun. We need some trapdoors to go around. Do we want that, or do we want them to be like sitting flat up above it? I think we want that. I think we're gonna stick it out a little bit more. fWhip loves Cinnabar. I know. Cinnabar's so good, dude. You can also use Cinnabar to get into dripstone, into dead coral, and then you can go into your tufts and your cobbles and whatnots from here. You can do bam, 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 bam. You can kind of use that as a gradient going across there. You just smooth it out a bit more with probably another step in between here. But Cinnabar's a really good block. It blends with a lot of things. Yeah, you can use mangrove too if you want to bring in a darker red. Let's grab a... it's regular lantern. I'm cheap. Hang it from right there. I'm assuming... yeah, that'll spawn proof almost everything. I think I missed like 5 streams, so no clue as to where we are or what we're building. Yeah, we're working in Path right now. We've been kind of jumping around, but the last few creative streams, we've been out here working on this. We've done a little creative work in New Papyrus to see where that's going to come along to. But we're chilling in here for right now. Oh, man. Speaking of our dead corals, this is supposed to be like mud out here. Supposed to be like every other on the corner needs to be packed mud coming down. Is that every other or is it every 2? I can't remember. But we'll go with every other on this. Color. I'm from the US, so it probably would be a color and not a color. Alright, so up here, we have an existing gradient for this building already, which we need some soul sand, we need some spruce, we need some dirt. Hey, bud. And that. And this comes in up here with bit of this. A little bit of that. I think that dead coral addition at the bottom is going to be kind of nice for just breaking it up from what the street will be, because the street's going to have mud brick in it, so we can kind of steer away from that just a touch. It should look nice. No longer pink, but still a cute tower. Yeah, sorry, Sparrow. We'll see. That's fine. This will probably just pack mud it back here. That can actually just... Oh. We don't need that. Yeah, it's fine. Totally fine. Totally easy. Super easy. So all it is really is that in here. And then we'd grab a little bit of our granite, which we actually have there. A little bit of that. And then we can grab a little oak trap door. And we just want to add this right up here. So we have our doorway. And it's supposed to be windows. We're going to just slap that in there. And then we'll also just do another one like right up here. And then we can have just another right there. That's a lot of windows, but I think it's okay. It's only on this side where there would actually be windows. I think it's good. We just kind of steal those and plop them around the city whenever we need something. One thing we could do to kind of spruce it up a little, though, quite literally by adding some spruce, is we could just put a little band in here. That might be kind of nice, just as a divider of sorts, giving it more breakup from the ground. I think that can help. And I think I'm going to do like a little teeny tiny itsy bitsy bit right there. Are you familiar with the unstable SMP? I've heard of it, but I know nothing about it. So, it did something happen? Is there drom, or is it just a cool space to go? Honestly, I couldn't tell you anybody who's on it. Oh, just be lazy and do a little something like this. Oh, I wanted the big pot. I got the little pot. Never want little pot. Then in here. Any tips for colors and builds? Look up a color wheel. And if you have Axiom, you can use the color picker tool to then translate from color wheel into here. Contrasting colors and complementary colors. Watch it. Okay. Is that hardcore one? Is that unstable? Is that where they're like playing in hardcore, but like it's pretty obvious that they're cheating, but like it doesn't matter because the series is still really cool? Is that the right one I'm thinking of? If you're in single player, then cheating is what I redefine it to be. True. I'm new to Axiom and Lightmatic. Would you ever consider making a tutorial and checking second channel for how you specifically use the mods? Well, I did a Lightmatica tutorial a little while ago on the second channel, Rihanna, so you can go check that out. As far as an Axiom tutorial, I would recommend looking up the one by Ash's Den. It's much, much better than anything I would make. It's just not worth the time for me, unfortunately, to put the energy into making something like that. So I just have not. It's scripted? Yeah, okay. I thought I had heard that. It is crazy how many Minecraft SMPs are out now that are just very, very scripted, and viewers are like, I love it. Because I feel like a few years ago, people were like, no, it all needs to be super duper legit. Now people are like, I mean, it's fine. It's still cool. Yeah, it says in the description. Yeah. Today is a good day. Welcome on in, Moss. Your cat's turning 8. Your walking stick just got her first 2 babies. I don't know what you mean by walking stick. Is that what you call your cat?
Pleased to meet you.
George, thanks so much for becoming a member, dude. Appreciate you. It's scripted like the Grand Tour in a way that doesn't feel scripted while watching. I think so. It's supposed to feel like a TV show. I don't know if it's really for me, but it's awesome for the people who do enjoy it. Actually, I think I want that right here in front of the house. Be a little bit tough. Because why? Because I can. And then up here, we've got space for something. So why not? Why not? Why shouldn't I? Let's grab a little bit of our tuff here. We can break it up ever so, I don't know. Make a little bit more broken. We'll bring in some glow lichen because we can just cover a few of these guys at the top, and then it makes them look broken. It also is going to help light it up, and it can just feel a little bit like something. And then we can also take Reef River. How does Path govern itself? I don't know. The people are cool. They're just kind of chill with it, you know? They just like, they're vibing. They're all good because they all fam. They in the club, you know? Anarchist confirmed. True. I just delete my whole.
Pleased to meet you.
Thanks to @Jewel_Bardmans for my sub gift.
Kiwi, thank you for the 4 months, my dude. Appreciate it. Hope you're doing well. Really hope you aren't getting meters of rain. Nah, we're chilling here. It rained a little yesterday. Rained a little yesterday, but it was a good old Seattle sunshine. I really wish we had a green thing that could do the little 4-corner foliage, like a clover. Could be so cool. Could you imagine? Yeah, something like that. There were just little green guys. Those look like little clovers. That could be such a cool little block to detail with. The real question is Jimmy a toy? No, I don't know. Can't confirm. Nor deny. As the lawyer representing the situation, I cannot confirm nor deny any statements. Don't make me desperate for a clover. Come on, really? You're gonna make me want that? Like, come on. Sorry. Man. How long have you been live for? Like an hour. I did not sweepies too well last night, so I'm a little tired, but we'll survive. Surprised they haven't implemented that. Yeah, I know. My friends, click the like button if you haven't already. We got 2,600 people on the YouTubes. We got 500 likes. It actually helps me out so much if y'all click the like button. So please, 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 please. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Like that. That looks a little bit better. And it's less jungle together. The jungle planks aren't my favorite in the road. They're a little too bright, but it's kind of the best we can do because I just need another slab that forces that will work, because otherwise it just every slope up would just be mud brick slabs, and that'd be sad. So in order to not be sad, we're just gonna not be sad. Now, how do we feel about this in here? How are we feeling about this building as a whole? We need to still texture the roof, which is fine. So it just goes in here. Maybe we honestly bring a little bit of like the tough brick and tough in. I like that. Can you build some kind of sports field? I don't know if that really fits the world era that we're in of having a giant sport. Like, we could do like a jousting arena. I've wanted to do that for a while, but like if you're thinking like a soccer pitch or something, that don't really fit what I'm going for in this world. You should definitely build it in your world, though. I'm a little too hung up in the medieval fantasy world right now. Be hard to throw in some random sports field and make it make sense. You know. Oh, we can give him a chimney. This could look better with a chimney coming up out of it. Maybe we do one chimney here and we do like another chimney back there. And those can just be out of stone brick for now, because I don't really know what I want to do with them. Actually, I'm going to change the top of that to andesite. Something like in Harry Potter, maybe with the elytra. Yeah, we could do something like that, maybe. I'm gonna stand up 1 second. Like, I gotta keep my body moving, otherwise I'll fall asleep over here. Oh, man. Desk go burr. I need my brain to go burr. My brain wants to go zzz, 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 zzz. I left stream for a few times. Oh, you should be sorry. No, I'm kidding. Well, come on back. You're good. You don't gotta stick around here. You got stuff to do, you're welcome to go do stuff. If you just don't want to be here, you're welcome to not be here. I hope if you are here, you are enjoying your time, but there's absolutely zero pressure. That's looking decent. Looking decent. I'm just gonna spam some oak leaves here. So that'll just make this area a little safer. And then I just don't really have to worry about it because it's just gonna be overgrown. And we do that same with this little pocket in here. And we'll just be able to get like a little teeny tiny glimpse of it. What mod used for texturing? Axiom. Designing my own city in my macro world. I was wondering how you make the layout of your towns. You gotta really focus on the roadways first. Set out your roads, pick, and then what you should do. You want to know how to make it here. We can do a quick little draw. This is how you make a road, or you make something in a world that for a city. So a lot of people end up doing stuff like this, right? Where you're like, you just get your grid. You got roads like that, and then they kind of like, and then you're like, ooh, I got another road up here. Then maybe we'll connect that one. Then we get like another one that'll come over here. But it's all like very gritty, straight line, blah, 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 blah. What you can do, that's like very much a modern city approach. What I like to do is I like to say like, I got point A up here. I got point B over here. Say these are like entrances and exits that I got in mine. And then I got like a point of interest in here that is like the thing that makes you happy. So you go there, you want to visit the point of interest. So we're like, okay, A is going to take us here. And then I know I also have an exit over here. So we're going to go to B. And so that's cool. So we got that there. And then we could also take a route that could go straight to A that could cut faster. And so you maybe have like a direct line that goes there a little bit faster. And then you get more interesting stuff in here. And then you get little like boxes for your little city houses. All of your stuffs. And then say you are like, you know what? I want another point of interest that's going to be over here. This is like super smiley. We love it. It's super fun.
Keep it real.
And maybe that. We're doing a really intensive drawing right now, Pix. Thank you so much for the raid. We're talking about how to lay out a city. Do you like my drawing of how to lay out a
Pleased to
city
meet
here?
you.
Did it work, Lowell?
Did it work? Hi, Raiders. Welcome on in, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Hello, hello, hello. We're talking about how to lay out a city. So you have your entrance here. You have an entrance here of A and B. And then you have your smiley face, your point of interest. Then you have a new point of interest. So then you're like, ooh, I'm going to have a line that goes here for a row to that. But then you're like, ooh, I got to go over there. Maybe we also have one that goes this way. And maybe we also have one that goes this way. And then we also get like another point of interest right over here. That's just like, it's kind of fine. So you have A going there, but then that could come into here. And then you can have like, then you don't need one to B, and you just start connecting these things up. And then you get all your roads, and then you're like, okay, but what now we want houses be able to go all the way around this guy, you know? And then you're like, oh my gosh, everybody's in on the plaza. We want to get another row of houses. Then you add a little street right there. And then you're like, ooh, you could add like a few streets coming back. You get like a few loops of your houses in your little neighborhoods. And you're like, all right, that's a long time if I'm like over here and I need to get to like this house here. That's a long way to go all the way there and then all the way around. So what if then you like divide it with like a little road there every once in a while? You maybe have a little road here, got a little road out here that like brings that one all the way around. And you just start adding little stuff like that in, you know? Very, 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 very important way of doing it. But I like to do is you have your main point of interest, you have your entrances, your exits, you make your roads out of those, and then from there you kind of just naturally build it off of that. Anyway, so the Raiders jumping in. Welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. What were we up to today? We are working here in the city of Path. Again, my beloved. I can never leave it behind. Just kidding. We're in the last expansion zone. So we're working on building out some new city houses over here. So we're kind of texturing and detailing houses that have just rough concrete shapes to them. And we did this guy already today. We finished up this tower here. All these were done last stream, and we're just kind of working our way around. So, paint and hide. Oh, was it, what's Mecha Chameleon? Whatever that game is. Hi. Is it better go off the dome and think you can get there, or do it all that at once? No, I think it's a balance. I think if you plan, you get into a realm that I think a lot of Minecrafters fall in, especially if you play how I play, where I like to design and creative first. If you also like to design and creative first, that is 100% a-okay. If not, if you don't, I actually kind of recommend it. I think it's a much better way to play Minecraft sustainably long-term, is to design and creative than rebuild and survival. It's not required. But I also think that people who overplan in creative can actually burn themselves out because they get this giant bajillion block city project that they're super excited about, that they plan every little element of it. It's the most amazing thing since sliced bread, and then they just never start because they over planned and they did too much, and now they're like, oh god, where do I even start on this? There's so much to do. I'm overwhelmed. I'm not even gonna give it a chance. So you gotta find that balance that works good for you.
Keep it real.
Hello and goodbye.
Fleet Admiral? Hello and goodbye, I guess. Thank you so very much. Hello, goodbye, I guess. I really appreciate the donation. Thank you so very much. Yeah, throw some W's and some hearts in chat, my friends. I really do appreciate that, Fleet Admiral. If you're still in here, I appreciate you, my dude. Thank you. That's very, very generous of you. Thank you. How you get a creative copy of your world? You just need to literally copy it from your files and paste it and rename it, and so you can get two. And then if you're in the new instances, if you have a hardcore world, it's a little bit harder. If you're not in there, you can literally go to open commands, turn LAN on, and turn allow commands on, and then you can change your game mode, and then you just log out and log back in and you're good. But Fleet Admiral, thank you so very much, my dude. That's very, very kind of you. Thank you so much. I think that's gonna work for the building here. Oh, we never put a door on this. We're just gonna give it a little stone floor. And we have a ferg light. Can I tell you a joke? Sure. Let's go. No. I kind of want this bottom to be tough. I haven't done a tough one for a while, so like now I have to do tough, you know? Because I've been going off the dome and playing on bedrock, so I don't get all the commands. Yeah, I mean, you can do that. You can. There is no need to play Minecraft a certain way. I mean, if you're having fun, that's the important part. Who cares if there's a meta on how to play Minecraft? Nobody. In 2 years, if you're still playing in your world, in a year, if you're still playing in your world, literally just the fact that you're still playing in it means that you are playing the right way. Don't let anybody try and tell you that you have to play a certain way, or you have to do a certain thing in your Minecraft worlds, whatever it might be. If you are playing in your Minecraft world and you are enjoying your time spent in your Minecraft world, you are playing the right way. That's all there literally is to it. None of the other stuff that people try and throw in of optimize this, do this to have so much fun, whatever that might be. If you, a year from now, are still playing, don't change anything unless you want to. If you're like, dude, this side project over here could be really fun to do. I've never redstoned before and I want to make my brain hurt, so let's make our brain hurt this time. And you're good. That's all you got to do. Do you have any plans to build a witch farm, a new raid farm, or a wither rose farm? So we had a wither rose farm, and I managed to stock up on enough of them that I didn't really need to get another one. So that's kind of like a eventual. I'll need to make another one because I don't really use them all that much in this world. Because I don't really want to get the wither effect when I'm doing things. I do need to actually get it back up and running to be able to finish the wither skeleton farm. That is a unfortunate part that is going to be needed sooner rather than later. Which I do want to do that soon. I feel like that's just one of those I've been putting off because I ran out of wither roses and I ran out of nether brick. And I really just need to get to finishing it. It's starting to become annoying that I haven't done it. Are you fixing that last stream? Yeah, so it's fixed and it's functional again. But what we can do is we can upgrade it majorly and we can really increase the rates on it. But that's one of those things where I'm like, do I really need to increase the rates on it? Because it's already pretty absurd, but I could make it even more absurd, which just could be funny. That's the whole reason. I've had a Forever World for a year now, so it's still pretty new, and I have so many unfinished projects because I keep starting really big ones, but they're so much fun. Hey, you got a Forever World. You got forever to finish them. Just start a new survival with each update. I mean, yeah, if you enjoyed that. What if instead of starting a new world in each update, you said, you know what? This is 26.2 update. I'm just going to move myself over to here to 10,000 blocks. I'm going to just move myself 10,000 blocks west, east, north, south every update. You would get into new chunks. And you just leave all your stuff behind. Just leave literally everything behind. The only difference would be that if you make it to the end, you would already have killed the dragon. So, that would be the only thing. But what if you tried that? I don't know. Change it up next time. But if you enjoy making a new world every update, then don't change it up because you're doing the right thing. But if you wanted to try the Forever World approach, a Forever World does not mean that you have to be building the same base for forever or living in the same area for forever. That's one of those things I think a lot of people don't really think about in the right way when they're thinking forever worlds. They're like, okay, so I gotta do these projects forever. Like, no, that's not true at all. Let's grab some mud. Oh, why did I do that? That's not the top. Okay, do we do that or do we just candle it? I think we candle it. Yeah, I like that better. Building a fishing village in my forever world. Any tips? I got a little fishing village here if you want to take some inspiration off of it. We got a bunch of little fishing boats. Got a bunch of little tiny docks. Got a lot of overgrowth along the river. We got some fish hanging up. That's a fish. That's definitely fish. It's made of fish. We got a lot of little workstations and things. We got a fish cleaning area. Got some racks they can put all their fish on. We got fish stuff here. That's
Pleased
not
to meet
fish.
you.
That's a whole.
How
There's a little
far
fish
will
cooker.
this part of the city go?
That's
Also
more fish.
high.
This is a dock to be able to bring your fish on. That's a barrel for fishermen villagers. That's a little canoe where you could go out fishing for fish. This could definitely bring in fish. You could throw fish in a composter. This is definitely a crab pot, but like fishermen might use it as like a side gig for while they're not fishing. Yeah, this place is pretty fish themed. Diego, thank you so much for 7 months, my dude. The city is going to be ending at this point. We got this little jut out here. That'll be the last bit of the city. Main reason is we might goof around with that a little later today, but I want to come up with a fortress or like a castle that's going to be sitting here. That's going to have like a big open area here for like defending if any enemy ships were to come up towards the city. This is kind of like last line of defense. So like a big catapult of sorts there ready to go. A shot for every fish? Nah, don't do that. That's a lot of fish. Have you thought about using the armor stand mod? I've used it in some cases. I like using it if it's to get like a, what would it be? I like using it if you can have like a tool hanging up on a wall. I don't like it if you're using it to have like villagers roaming around, if that makes sense. I don't think it looks good. I'll be honest. Big reason being is it's just because they're not moving. It makes everything feel so much more static, in my opinion. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, it adds so much life to a world to be able to see just these little sets and everything. But for me, it's actually the reverse. When I see the armor statues mod used really heavily, I'm like, okay, everything is just frozen in time. Like somebody just put a pause on everything, unless you have like a Minecraft mob moving around. So because they don't really move or do anything, I actually really don't like the look of them visually. It's actually, I think, pretty bad. I know a lot of people love them, but that's why it's not a vanilla feature, and it's to each their own. So I don't tend to use it. I don't really plan to use it. Oh, we forgot the stair on this side. Boop, boop. Woohoo!
Pleased to meet you.
Almost 60 months.
Oh, Raven, thank you for the 59 months. Nate, I literally just got you on the tips, my dude. We just spent a few minutes walking around a fishing village. You don't have to keep spamming the question. I actually answered you, but now you've sent it like 8 more times since I answered you, so that's cool. Do you think with the new poplar trees you'll make a forest with fall colors? Or will it be just dotting in trees here and there? I think it's going to be both, Cowlord. We're going to see where it lands. But initially, I think I'm going to be dotting them in. I think the orange and the yellow leaves are going to be really cool just to dot in every once in a while. Especially for the forest that we started up here. I think just a few like yellow or orange leaf trees just dotted in throughout, kind of like the birch trees that we have in here with the azaleas and whatnot. I think that could be really cool. Just add a little bit of the pop of color in here. So I plan to do that, but we'll see when it gets here for what we actually want to evolve it to. Okay, I need to bring that guy in. We're going to copy him and replace it. We're going to bring that in, copy and replace, so we can do that.
Pleased to meet you.
Thanks for your content. Any tips on desert market?
Steven, thank you so much for the 2 months. I think a big thing that I try to go for when I'm doing desert markets is what makes a desert inhospitable. A lot of that is the heat that comes with it, and a lot of that is like the beating sun. That limits somebody's ability to be outside shopping. If you live in a desert, is that you're either going to get really, really hot, you're going to get overheated, or you're going to get thirsty. And so if you can kind of think about figuring out how you're going to make your desert market little bit themed around that, so what that can be is like big shade coverings over the market area, so nobody's like stuck in the sun getting absolutely roasted while they're trying to buy their carrots and whatever it might be, because that's going to make somebody want to go home. So if you think about it in that way, that kind of is like a fun way that I have with theming around it. And then as far as what they're selling, I think that's fun to have like the traveling caravans and type of stuff where you can have your traveling caravans, you can have your whatchamacallits, I'm blanking on words right now. You have little like, you can either have them like coming in with camels holding everything, you can have them moving with llamas depending on the type of vibe it is. You have a lot of farmers coming in, I think having like animal markets and all those types of things, but just having a lot of just big tents that people can go inside too, and fortune teller vibes, all that kind of fun stuff. That's kind of the route that I go, at least when I'm thinking about them. We haven't done strip dark oak over here, so that would be that. And I'm pretty sure to get back to strip spruce, it's bam, bam to bam, right? Where does mangrove fit in here? Is that kind of there? Yeah, okay, let's do that. It's kind of fun. Gets us a lot more contrast for what we have in the...
Keep it real.
the walls and
Will
everything.
you be watching Spider-Man?
You know, I'm gonna be honest right now. I heard about Spider-Man like 2 days ago, so I don't know how long ago it got announced. I think it's eventually, yes, I will watch it. Am I gonna be going to like day release? Probably not. I really like Tom Holland as an actor and also just like as a human. He seems like a very cool dude. But I'm like so superhero movied out. Like my desire to go see superhero movies is just so drastically low. Not Spider-Man, but we are going to finally go see The Odyssey this next weekend. Everything is sold out to see it in IMAX around here, so unless it's like absurd showtimes. So our showtime to go see The Odyssey is at 8:30 a.m. So we're gonna wake up, rolling in pajamas, and just go watch The Odyssey. Which it'll be fun. It'll be a good vibe. But it's just I just think it's so funny. You know what we could do here? We'd also take, maybe not covering up that, but we could do like a here. Enjoy The Odyssey. I'm really excited to go see it. I've heard really good things. Something like that could be kind of fun. It's like a minor block to break it up with another section. Yeah, so we're gonna go in pajamas and watch it and just be vibing and then come home. And probably go back to sleep. No, actually, we're doing that and then we're going to a concert later in the day. So it's gonna be one heck of a day.
Keep it real.
Agreed, I have comic movie fatigue as well. Speaking of, does your world have superhero/villain lore built in it? Can't remember on top of my head.
I don't think so. We don't really have any named villains or heroes in this world. I've kind of kept it very ambiguous of the peoples that actually live here. We've got a few like named peoples. Like we have like the dude who is in the Shulker Ranch. I can't remember his name. I literally just took the guy from Klaus. I'm blanking on his name, the main character. Why am I blanking on his name right now? I don't remember. But so I did that, but that like we haven't really done much. Please, I'm building now. I'm desperate. What do you? Jungle, ruin tower, lean or bend. Just work on a curve. Make a circle. Cut the rest of the circle that you don't need for your curve. You want to know how to make great curves in Minecraft? I'll show you. This is obviously I'm using a tool to do it, so you know, do whatever you wish. But we're gonna go with flat disc. That's not right. Whatever. Oh, I did it. Advanced rotation. Let's just change this to 90. Boop. And I hollow it. It's doing the lighting thing again. What the heck? You want to get a curve? There's a curve. Use the circle.
Keep it real.
An autumnal forest with a rustic town called Fall. A mossy stone circle nearby among the golden trees and falling leaves.
That could be funny to just call it fall. That's a good one. I feel like that does go along with the naming scheme that we have in the world. Thank you, Dave. I appreciate the dono. Okay, we gotta get this roof detailed. Ned. Spurs. Spused. What else can we use in here? It's like a... I need something with a stair. What do we got for stairs? Maybe some jungle? Maybe? Some jungle? Some cinnabar, obviously? No, we'll use some jungle. It's like a little highlighted jungle at the tippity tap. Oh, we need to get probably some roof windows in here. This is kind of a big, just straight line. Let's go bam, bam. And then how many blocks is that in? It's 4. So if we come in by another 4 here, boom. Boom. Sure, just BU. Boom, boom. Take a spruce log, boom. Boom. A Trapadora. Boom. Boom. We're going to also do one here. And that'll be that for the top. That's fine, because it just gives a little bit of variation to the thing. Dude, I'm gonna have to go harvest so much copper soon. I feel like I'm using a lot of copper recently, and I do not think my storage room's got enough in it. We're gonna have to do another stream where we just absolutely destroy the trial chamber some more. Which I unfortunately think that trial chamber that we've been tearing stuff out of, I think is almost empty of copper. Can you show what you build today? Yeah. We did that house, we did this tower, we done that house. In 2 hours. And we did a little bit of the road too. Yeah, we're building slow. We're just chilling today. So make sure you click the like button. Woo! I look too Irish? What do you mean too Irish? What you trying to say? No, that's not what I went. I don't know if that's what it looked like, but that's what it's gonna look like now. Hey, Ellie, welcome on in. You gonna get rid of the copper farm? No, I ain't breaking that thing. That thing would take years. Years to break. That's so much obsidian and so much glass and so much water. Oh, getting rid of the water would be horrible. 4 houses in 4 hours is still faster than my 1 house every 3. True. You do not look Irish in the slightest. Oh, yeah. Okay. Me, I'm actually Irish and Scottish. The red hair doesn't give it away a little bit. I kind of like that just as like a line coming down, but it does kind of goof with this, so that's fine. We'll just do that. That's okay. Are you standing right now? I am. You know what we can do? I haven't done this yet. Satisfying moment. Ooh, ready. Ooh, another one ready. And we'll mark that one for now too, because it's ready. Oh, I missed a block. Okay. I need like a huge exclamation point out here. Being like, no, not ready yet. I kind of love that I just picked this like middle section here, and I was like, yeah, I don't want to do that yet. We're just gonna come up here. This sounds easier. And that's literally been only 45-degree angle buildings. I guess this is a straight one, but this whole section has been 45, 45, 45, 45, 45. That's so funny. We've got another 45. That's not, and then we got another 45 right there. So we got 2 more full 45 angles. That's probably like a 60. And then these are more or less straight on. That's gonna be funny. This whole side's gonna look pretty goofy, but I feel like the doing all on the diagonals is gonna make it look a lot more natural. Diagonals definitely take a little bit more of like a suspension of disbelief, or suspension of belief, I believe is what the right phrase is. Add little balconies to one of the houses. I want to get some ideas. Yeah, we can do a little balcony. Do a little balcony right up here. I got you. Well, they can have a little balcony. Let's give them a door. We're gonna be lazy on it though. We're just gonna do boom, boom, boom. It's gonna boom, boom, boom. Let's go to that, and then we can go like this. So the edge of our balcony is just gonna be there, there. Balcony. With a little light. Give it some attention. Give it a focal point. And then we can also come down here. We need another lantern. Just hanging. Oh, I already did those. That'll work. I've noticed that a ton of projects have been completed on these live streams, but not exactly on your YouTube page when you post. Are these videos done and just waiting to upload whenever? No. I mean, this is all creative. I gotta do stuff in survival still. So I plan everything out in creative before I do them in survival. And I don't make full videos out of the creative process. I like to include it a little bit here and there in the videos, but I don't turn like this just cut down into a video. I might take some clips. I have not been recording any of this that we've been doing locally, so I just have to pull some stream clips, but we'll see. Looking for spruce plank. Make that a little darker right in there. Also need my jungle plank. Before we can do this pink house, we need to figure out the end thing. 5K viewers? Yeah, we're getting close. Sorry for spamming. I was just a huge fan of your videos. But Nate, if you're spamming the question that you're asking of how to detail a fishing village, why you're not listening for the answer that I gave you on how to detail a fishing village? Because I already answered your question, so. When you ask a question, don't be so focused on he's not going to hear me, so I need to ask it a million times. Maybe try and listen to see if the answer gets said before you ask it again. Hey, Taylor, how we doing? This area looked so much smaller before you marked out the buildings. Thought path was going to be finished so soon. Yeah. Yeah. This I originally thought maybe just bring it to like here, but then I was like, why not just send it all the way? Because I knew I wanted to do the fort here, so I was like, we're gonna end it there and then just have like an open road. And I was like, nah, they would have built buildings here. Like there would have been some reason to go. Multiple videos out of it. Yeah, I don't know how many videos we'll get out of this. Honestly, I hate to do it, but all of the houses here might just be one video. I don't really know. Might be a dumb question, but how do you know where to put patches of different blocks or texturing walls and stuff? Like, love your streams, by the way. I try and say if it's a corner, or I try and texture it a little bit darker is kind of what I'm going for. Or if it's somewhere where it's like would be very exposed, where light would be hitting it from above, I try and make that a highlight and bring out a little bit more color. So honestly, what we probably could do is like here, you could bring this in to make it a little bit brighter along the edge. But even like, is there like a... Dang it. Dang it. I hate that Axiom does that. If we were to take this like just a touch up brighter, what do we get? Yeah, I mean, you could technically do some exposed copper in there. Yeah, we could try some strip jungle. Maybe that could work here. Just to be like, okay, here's a little bit of a highlight, you know? That might be a little too bright, but you can kind of see the idea. Actually, I kind of like that. If we were to go between these two, what would a gradient be? The gradient literally is jungle planks between them. Okay. Get a little there. Like, so you'd have a highlight because it's on the exposed side, where that's a little bit darker because it might be like a little shadow coming off of that. So you should make a general building tutorial. I made a lot in the past. The tutorials just don't do well on YouTube anymore. They just, it's not worth the time to put in to make them, unfortunately. Tutorials take so long to do. Maybe I could do like a quick tips video or something, but I don't know. Kind of like that. Okay, if we were to come out here and make it a building, what would the building be? What would the building build as? It is the question on this very, very fun day. And it shall be cyan concrete shall be the block of choice. So, we have ourselves an important note here of we have a city end signal tower for boats. If you don't know, this river goes all the way around the mountain and actually goes out to the ocean. So it's very skinny. There's not space for two large boats of like that size to fit next to each other. They would run aground. So we're going to be building out a signal tower system here for the boats to be able to kind of know if it's like a, think red light, green light, stoplights type thing. So that's going to be the theme that we're going to go off of. So that needs to be sticking out here so that the boats coming and leaving can actually see it. My idea is that'd be tied to like time of day. Like in the morning, boats can come in. At nighttime, boats can go out. Or in the, I don't know, something like that. Because the river you'd think would take a while to travel up and down. So it couldn't just be like 5-minute switch, at least real life wise. So I'm thinking that could probably be inside the gate. I think we probably want that inside just from a like realistic perspective of you don't really want anybody just like goofing with that, you know? So I'm thinking that's going to force our hand here to have some sort of a gateway in here that could be a little like 3 wide guy. The reason why I'm doing this already is because I was figuring that our pink building here is going to have to get adjusted a little bit. To be able to make space for this. I'm gonna raise this up another 2 blocks so it could be seen like over the top of the building. From in the harbor, they could see it. What do you say your favorite Minecraft drop has been? Honestly, I really, really like Chaos Cubed. I think Chaos Cubed is a really good drop so far. Outside of that, I'd say the original Spring to Life with all the new foliage stuff. That's probably the one I used the most, I'll be honest. But Chaos Cubed, I've been enjoying a lot. The new blocks have been really fun to mess around with. Okay, so we've got that. And now we're running into an issue here where we probably don't have a whole lot of space for this. So what we could do instead is we could kind of shore it up a little and start to stretch ourselves over here. That brings us to that corner. And if we do this, that's 7 blocks. And then I'm going to take these like every 3. Then that, as you can see here, breaks into the front of that. So we're already kind of like too far in. Well, I guess that could kind of just be like a... That could be just like a little covered rampart section of something of here. That could honestly be like... That could be a little house in itself, and we have a little door of sorts where they can get in and out. Probably down to here. So we get that, and that's like where we can stand and everything. Courtyard with cannons. So we don't really have cannons like canonically in the world. It's too much, I guess. But I was thinking, not so much on the cannon side, but more on like a ballista side. I was thinking we'd have some sort of an exposed open air section here. And I guess that could also have like a staircase that can come down there. So I guess if we're doing exterior walls, we should probably make them all out of our yellow. We got something like this in here. And that would likely come all the way like wrapping around. For a single level there could be kind of cool. And then we could have it raised up again for another like broken terrace to give ourselves 3 levels to be able to like defend from, I guess you could say. So then our floor level on this guy is going to be right in here. And then this can just come up a single block, so it's easy to jump up to.
Keep it real.
Sup. What we making? Also, wouldn't cannons be a thing, and or from of firearms as gunpowder is a thing?
That's probably true, Withering Flames. I think I treat gunpowder as like one of those Minecraft things that's just for like firework rockets and whatnot. But yeah, I don't know. I kind of like the idea of trying to figure out how to make like trebuchets and ballistas and stuff instead of cannons here. So that's kind of what I'm thinking for like our outer shape here. It gives us some wall to defend from. And Now we just need to figure out the buildings on the inside. Or this, I like the idea of the courtyard being kind of a little bigger. So we didn't have like, that would be 9 blocks. 10, 11, 12, and that'd be 13 if we took the wall back directly to here. So we could, I kind of want to leave this pink building and almost like incorporate it into it. So we could say like this will be like brick and everything. So it's kind of like an officer's house right outside the gate or something, or I don't know. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So let's change it. 12. That'd be 11 right to here. So let's do it to there. Gunpowder is more of a dwarven thing used for mining. Yeah, so we have the dwarves, so like we could give them some way of producing gunpowder and all that jazz. This, I feel like we need to have some better way to get up between levels, but we can figure that all out later. My thought is we'll probably have some sort of a building right in here. So that's what... They could just like connect back into here, so it's all actually just one big building. That could be something there, and then this one can kind of just sit here. I don't know. I feel like I'm like not really in like castle territory currently. We need to figure out more castle-y territory. What did we do? What did we do over here? This is more like a city barracks, not really castle. So I guess it'll come with like how we do on the wall on the outside. What we got going on up here? This is definitely much more decorative castle than like actually something to defend castle. This one, so maybe we just need to leverage more like turrets and things, more towers. That's kind of what it looks like. Spike up the roofs a lot more so they're not the same step upness as we get in the city buildings. So that would be something like in here. That would make it a lot more steep. A lot steeper. What if we take this over by 2? We just kind of cut this all out here. So I'm thinking this would be something that'd be like stepping back up here. You know, kind of a thing that'll go there and come back down on the other side. Like other person said, maybe having more stuff going a little more up the mountain too. Yeah, we could definitely move it up that way too. That could be kind of fun. Let's make this guy 2 blocks as well. And then we could honestly just bring it. I feel like since this is high land here, there probably would be... There'd be like no reason to keep it back from the edge. Like if they're trying to have that defensibility, definitely be bringing it directly forward. We definitely need to put a catapult or something in there. Need it way into the water / blocking a ship's passage. We could give them a little dock. It's not a bad idea. Or even just like a way to board. No, because I'm thinking out here. Because the mouth of the river's here. Like where it comes to the ocean. That's this space. Right where we have our rain shrine and all that fancy jazz. And I'm thinking we mimic another fortress right here that'll have the other end of our stoplight. So we can have that out here, and this is where the customs and everything would be. So this is where we would have our like little dock and all that. And that would be like if they get through here and there's boats coming up that are not supposed to be coming up. Like, you know, that guy, he's getting pulled along by a little tug or something. I don't know. But like if they were to make it all the way to here and they're not supposed to be here, then that's just like war. Like that's just like now instant get rid of the ship. Not so much on the niceties anymore. That too. So we have something like that, maybe one lower. And that would like step into here. And then that can kind of just be something that'll work off of this dude down at the bottom. Hey, Stam, how we doing? Welcome on in. So that works over to there. And then we probably would also have, like y'all were saying, something that comes out this way a little bit more. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's probably enough. We need to be grand. It's a fort, so we'll go to 9. So that's at that height that dude's gonna get. This is definitely gonna be, we're gonna box it out today, and then we will mess around with it later and see what we can come up with.
Keep it real.
I love how you think of the lore and not just the build itself. Also question, do you have tips on how to add lore to a build?
Come up with the story. Who lives there? That's your question. Who lives there? What is the purpose of the building? If you can answer those two questions, you don't need any other tips. Well, I guess from there, the tip would be that once you can answer that question, how do you show that in your world without a single word? That's the stake of a true Minecraft builder aficionado. Tell a story, the same as an artist. Tell a story with 0 words. Not that writers aren't artists. Writers are definitely artists in a different form, because you're painting a picture with words instead of showing a picture. They're just flipping it back and forth. But if you want to be a very, very successful Minecraft builder, figure out how to make your builds tell stories and feel alive without saying a single word. I think a large tower would be neat. Yeah. We're going to add some stuff. Stam, you have a good night, dude. Just want to get your streak. All good. You have a good one. Hope you're having a great Monday. Yeah, it's pretty good so far. How would you plan the roads and districts in New Papyrus? We did a little bit of that when we did a stream a bit ago. The last creative stream we did in New Papyrus, we finished up this entire little storage area and kind of give a glimpse into it because that literally was just floating air before. So we did all that more or less start to finish. I think this here. Nah, maybe that comes up by 5. Let's go 4, 5. This building is gonna go to there. No, all this is gonna move up by 2. There we go. So that'll come by 4 blocks. The reason why I want to do that is actually we're going to change that to 3. And we're going to bring in another dude that's going to come to here. It's going to be, how many blocks is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So it's going to come back to 13. So it's just ever so slightly bigger than that one. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. This is how you castle. How many shapes can you lay on top of other shapes? We're castling now, y'all. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that. If we wanted to be really gross with it, would be sticking all the way up there. But I feel like that's kind of getting pretty tall. So I'm thinking this one is only going to come up 1 block at a time. Otherwise, it's going to be huge. Actually, I'm going to move it all. That was too much coming back over here. Let's go. Boom. 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 Ah. Hello? Thank you. Sorry, Toph, I broke you. I'm so sorry. We're gonna do it this way. That's just a little too much. It's just too boxy. I want a more rectangle than box. That'll work. That'll work. Okay. Now we're starting to get a decent silhouette that feels fortressy. And we need to get some towers in. That is the part that we are 100% agree we are missing. I'm going to grab a different concrete color just so that they stand out a touch better, and then we can kind of mask according to those as we're going. For this one, we haven't really used blue anywhere, so we'll stick with that, or we'll move to that. Let's bring up a 3x3. And I mean 3x3 little circle-y thing. We do that. That actually means this entire little bit there and there and there don't need to exist. And that can be that. And then from here, we're going to grab this layer. Boom, boom, boom. And just stretch that up probably about to that height for now. That's a decent little tower height. I'm also thinking this one, we can literally have the tiniest of teeniest of tiniest stair towers. I love making these that are literally just a 2x2 interior to them. Like the entire tower will just encompass this. The roof can be a bit of a pain on it, but I think it's a fun way to add a staircase in without really doing much. It's literally just going to exist to there. Like, it's not even going to reach that main upper structure. These where we have the 2 at the bottom, I think I'm going to make them just 1, so it kind of has a little flare at the base. And then this guy back here. Boom, 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 boom. I don't want to just do a tower on every corner of that, so it'd be kind of wonk. We could mess the shape of this front one up even more and just turn it into a total abomination of itself, and just do a little guy right in here as like a lookout post of sorts. That's looking kind of cool. And then we can kind of keep the pink one in there without really goofing it up too much. If we were to do... What do we want to texture it with? Part of me wants to say like we do like big brick and granite for the walls, kind of keeping on theme of what we have up there. I feel like that's probably our smartest bet, to keep it in like city colors or city building colors where we have jungles and muds and bricks. I'm thinking we do that route. So let's test around with a little bit of that here. And then... Ooh, what if we did some cinnabar? Question. With this? Look good. I think... Oh, you know, instead of that directly, we want to go to a fence. We want to fence. If we're going to do spruce fence. Why do we only have stone pressure plates and stone buttons, but we don't have tough buttons or tough pressure plates? Or even, like, deep slate. Minecraft. Why? That's not bad. We'll keep that for now. Big stone, keeping things on lock. Big stone. Ruin it. Ruining it. Ruining it for everyone. Freaking big stone, man. I knew it. I knew it. I think that is what I normally do. I haven't made this style of roof in years, dude. This is a pulling from the memory right now. This is coming out with some cobwebs. Yeah, that's okay. That is normal. I don't like that though. I don't like that they connect. I don't want them to connect. So I think it'd be this. I'd rather that connects. Yeah, that's a... Well, no, because then that would be here. And then the top one always did... No, no, it's still weird. Yes, no, what am I doing? Nothing good. Chains and ooh, chains do exist. Chains are a thing. You're so correct. That's probably what I'm doing. Wrong. I was like, what am I doing wrong? I don't know. Boom, 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 boom. Where's that wrong? That is wrong. Yeah, okay, now we're doing it. Now for the reason why I love Axiom. Boom, clone to clone. You. Just clone right into there. Perfect. It would make sense that the castle has a bit of a newer look since they already built it after the city already has exists for some time. They could have copied older looks and gone for something else. Yeah, so I think that's where we can get a little bit of like our Cinnabar flair coming in, you know? But other than that, we'll probably do some traditional path. I really couldn't have made that harder on myself of putting the hotbar stuff in like totally out of order positions. But that's okay. It don't matter too much. So I'm thinking you'd come in here. Probably are sticking on this level. And then like some way over here, go over the rainbow, and then we're up at this level. Honestly, I could probably just like right here. Yeah, That works. Gets us up. And we just need to get some doors and things. Have a door there. Probably have some sort of a window up here. Why does this look like the dude from Samurai Jack? Why is this? What's the dude in Samurai Jack? What, it looks like Aku from Samurai Jack. Oh, that's so funny. I want to do a little cliff for my river so both are raised a bit. Do you have any tips? Maybe color palettes or something? I want to do a little cliff for your river so both are raised. Like you're raising the cliff. You're raising the river itself. You're just building up a cliff. I mean, I just like to do like, I think pale moss and this right here, and then have a little lip along the edge so you can do some foliage and then start the cliff. Maybe a courtyard in the back somehow. Yeah, this might just have to be no man's land up here, I'll be honest. I think it might just be the easiest to leave it as nada. Maybe. We'll see. See what we can do. Alright, so typically in Path we're using, for the big fancies, we've been using deep slate. Start tossing this in. Now the interior of this gonna be straight for future me. I love that guy. No, this would be there, 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 there. That, not gonna work. At least not at that level. We can maybe turn this into a balcony, to be honest. I don't know. Nah, we'll just do something like this. Okay. You know, I could probably just use the smear command to like build this line in to begin with. Can I? I've never tried this. You can. Wow. But it does that like extra block in there. I guess I could just do that. That'll look better. Okay. Bogwarts? What are you doing with Bogwarts? A school in the swamp named Bogwarts. Can you give me a few days to fit a desert city? Well, you finished the road? That was quick. I mean, my desert city I've really themed around like I don't know if I want to do that. Maybe this will be like an open top tower. It's like a higher elevation to shoot intruders from and look out at things from. Yes, yes, yes. This one here is just going to be is what it is. This guy though, we will turn into like a fancy top. I don't know. But ideas for desert build. I mean, I like to go for desert builds that are very much about bringing life to the area that the people are existing in. So trying to add little gardens and things. I think it's just kind of fun. So that's would be enough for that. We can do some windows and whatnots. And that kind of comes around. Let's set ourselves a symmetry point right here in the middle. Bam. Flip, 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 rotate. And now, if I place you... Ooh-hoo. Aha. Aha. Circle. I need deep slate walls. Bam. Bam. Bam, bam. Bam. Bam, bam, bam. Bam, 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 bam. Cam bam. And we can also squeeze on. Little like wizard tower window right in here. It's like a very classic path thing. Yeah, I like that. That looks pretty sweet. Is there randomly someone a building with fWhip port captain's mansion, you know? Is it really? That's funny. I came together fast. Yeah, it's getting there. I'm thinking this, like out here, would be... I do love that little diorite trim that I use for things. I don't know why I got 64 of them. I'm in creative. I don't need that. Let's just make that a brick stair for now. It'll probably be what it is later. Let's grab clone this. Rotate. Rotate. That'll be our little like outside space here. This will be like a little door that goes in. And then we need to get a little teeny tiny little roof that'll go on top of that. Oh, no, we don't want this. Never mind. No symmetry here. Oop. Break into my build. My build. Can't be breaking into my build. We're gonna probably shrink the overall size of this pink building. I think it'll probably just like come down a block or two. Maybe over that way, so there's like a little teeny tiny alley separating. I don't know. We'll deal with that later. Because before we really texture and design this building much further, we will need to figure out that. And that's an okay solution, I guess. Boom, 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 boom. Just gives it a little like variation of the tower tops. I always struggle with these like 2x2 tower roofs because I don't like them overhanging all that much. Maybe we need to. I feel like that's kind of more on theme. Then we just like put a few fences down that and it'll be okay. Stacking up a 2x2 to a point though sucks. Not fun. You just kind of do something like that, I guess. I know it definitely gives it a lean, but I don't care. Have you thought about building a tropical area like pirate theme and islands? Tropical, yes. Pirates, no. I think pirates are very overdone. And like, what is a pirate aesthetic? Like a lot, I don't. That's one of those like things in the Minecraft space that if people are like, I'm making a pirate build, and it's like, nah, they're always different, which is like cool that people make different build styles of all the stuffs, but so much of like pirate aesthetic and blah blah blah. It's like people are just making like a bunch of boats all over the place, or they're making like a Caribbean themed build. Like, just I don't get why it's called pirate. You know, that's my man shouts at clouds. Yeah, or it's just like really like slum houses on an island, like you're saying. It's like meh. I don't know. Maybe that's my like, nyeh. I'm not getting off this high horse. Yeah, we'll do that. I've seen people do 2x2 towers with 2 smaller points using walls and fences, coming up to 1 fat point. Interesting. You know, like kind of like this. I mean, you can technically do something like this. It's just you need like a darker bar. But that can bring it up to a single. It just looks dumb when it's so bright. Maybe it's fine. You thought about building the city in mushrooms? Mushroom head? We have a few mushrooms around. Suck. Yeah, I guess you could use glass. We should use some gray stained glass. Yeah, we'll do that. That's fine. From a distance, at least that gives the idea. Black might actually work better, but it's fine. I'm so excited that we're getting close to this waterfall now. We built that thing so long ago. Can't do that. Never mind. That'll be fine.
Pleased to meet you.
Doggos.
Doggos, thank you for the 39 months, my dude. Appreciate you. Hope you're doing well today. Push that back in there a touch. A gap. I have to fill that. Can't do that. Okay, I think this is starting to come together. Just ignore the spiders under the floor. It's totally fine. We just don't think about them. They're not there. We're gonna have to deal with like entrances and everything eventually, but for now, I got nothing. But somehow we now have a fort. That came together quite quickly. Kind of surprised we got this in. Like, we're gonna want the door, like, right back in here. You know what we should do? Just grab, like, bam, bam. Actually, that's right to there. I want to stretch it over to here. Delete. Delete. Like everything. Yeah, that did. Sick. Delete. 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 Well, that's a lot of less resources I'm gonna have to deal with getting. Woohoo! Just kidding, because it's gonna be a building above it. Nope. You build houses for gnomes on a giant on a mountain edge. That'd be kind of cool. My question is, how do you choose color palettes for your builds? Goes off the theming of the area, I guess. Helps guide it, and then just trying to, I don't know, pick one color that you like and work off of that. But here we very much have a palette that we're trying to work with across the board, so trying to just be smart about how that goes. Thinking this section here. I was gonna say walls up to there, but that might be too much because that's equal to that. So maybe do walls at this level and then take it down. Just I don't like it being such a big flat wall. It definitely limits what we can texture with when we're doing the wall thing. But I think it'll look better just by giving it a little bit of extra. And then this right down here could just be at this layer, so it feels like a little bit more bold. Extra support from the base, you know? And that looks pretty good. Hold up, spoiler? Where? Yeah, there's no spoilers anywhere here of anything coming in future videos. Absolutely not whatsoever. You know what? I think I might just leave this pink house as is, and we just kind of fill it in the gaps. I think it'd be better to do that. That's kind of nice with it just being in here. And if it's part of the thing, then it's part of the thing. But let's just throw some walls on the top, and then it can just be like a flat front face to it. Or not walls. No, not fairs. Stairs. What stair do we want to use? Probably tough. Yeah, probably just tough brick. Cool. Let's grab our brown concrete and we can just shape it real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think we just kind of take this up here. Oh, sorry. That's castle. That's where color blindness for me really comes in. For some reason, I have a hard time telling these apart. When it's like a dark area in the Minecraft world. Yeah, no, dude. Struggle busting. That. I can be that theme for that house. Are you colorblind? Yeah, I'm red-green colorblind. I can't remember what the technical term is, but... Probably want actual windows in here. Like I was thinking like, oh, I could just leave it open, but I think what we're gonna want to do is do it just like a little like, probably just like a behind here, just give them something, and then we can grab. I'm okay with this seeming a little bit darker. Oh, that's where I needed the stairs. I was like, why do I have the stairs? I don't need these. Nah, we actually right there. It's like such a basic window design, but I think it just works well for castles. Look, if we do that. Meh. Meh. Could reuse copper golem sitting on the outer wall like you did on the dock. Ooh, that's not a bad idea. I do like that design. I think that was a clever one. Can't remember who recommended that, but I don't think I came up with it. I think it was one of y'all. One of you. Doorway in there. Our little doorway in here. What's that dude even standing on? Oh, they're just on the purple concrete. Can I just like mass select this and just delete? Yeah. That works. That works very, very well. Did we already texture along there already? Pretty sure we did. What would happen if I just grabbed all this red concrete and deleted it? I forgot one. I'm exposed. I've failed. Fixed it. Anything up here that we care about? Nah, those are all fine. Maybe a balcony somewhere would be nice, like one overlooking the waterfall or something. Yeah, I guess if they probably would have some sort of like a rich peoples living up there. AK like commander or whoever. The City Watch. The head of the City Watch. I think even from the city itself, I do like, that's like a pretty cool silhouette that we get. And I think that tower there could be like something that we can say is like, oh, they use that as like a way to watch for signals from the city. That is almost like perfectly in line with this tower. I think it actually is. Yeah, you be looking right there here. Yeah, look at that little. What is that? Mumbo's photography thing that everybody's freaking out about now? Which would be like capturing a little. I need to be like ever so slightly farther back. So I guess I could. We are in creative, so I can just go. I'd have to get that mountain to load behind, but that's kind of fun. I don't know. Crazy that, well, all Minecraft worlds are massive, filling us with so much stuff, and the scale you build makes your world so much more larger than most. I think a big part of that is a lot of players tend to build here, build here, build here, build there, here, here, and then they don't link it all up. Or they're like, I'll build stuff in between later. Like, it'll be fine. We'll get it there. It'll be cool. And then they just never do it. So I think where I really like excel compared to the average Minecrafter, because I know I'm a good builder, but I don't think I'm like the best. I don't think I'm the best of the best of the best of the builders out there. There's a lot of builders who are much more talented than I am. But I think I have a good way of making worlds feel very, very cohesive and feeling like it's something that you want, like you can explore and it feels alive. Like that's a big point that I try and go for a lot in my worlds, is that it feels like it's a full world. It's not just mega bases separated all over the place. And I think that's where a lot of the Minecrafters, especially content creators who are out there that are going after like going for the thumbnail or whatever type builds, the giga bases, the mega bases, the giant ocean monument transformation that's 20,000 blocks out because it has the perfect rates or whatever, that type of stuff, you know, those people might have cool builds one-off, but when you gotta go from exploring to you're gonna go, okay, I'm gonna sit in the nether for 10 minutes going down this tunnel to be able to get to the really, really cool thing that I wanted to see when I got here. And then cool, I saw that, okay, I want to go see this other really, really cool thing. And all right, 10 more minutes in the nether tunnel. And I know 10 minutes is an extreme over exaggeration, but when you do that, the second you have to phase to a different dimension to be able to see a build without just wandering along a road, that to me is like when you lose it. You lose the charm of that like full feeling world. Okay, I can actually just clone you because I don't care. So I'm gonna do the pressure plates because I forgot to do them already. We like to, on the top of these, throw some plates around. Throwing the plates up up there with B-Dub, an elite level builder. B-Dubs is definitely a good builder. I would also say there's a lot of people that are even way above me and him. B-Dubs does a good job of like bringing builds to like a cohesive level like I do though. He does a very good job of storytelling with his builds. There's a few people out there that are just like absurd level builders, but they're like going for making a painting where you look at it from one angle and like that's the angle it looks good from, and you just don't really see it. You just, if you look at it from any other angle, things just don't line up and it looks artificial. But that's just the way that people make. It's the difference. It's still art. It's just a different form of art. I think that'll be good. I think that's gonna work out pretty well for us. I'm gonna need so many freaking bricks, dude. Like who? Who's like up there with the great of the greats? Well, you can go with all the guys that taught B-Dubs how to build. They're definitely up there. Let me scroll the gram, see who pops up. Who am I following on here? I would say like you have folks like Snarple, I would say is really, really talented, but the scale he builds at is giant. So it's not really survival friendly scale, but it's definitely much like that. He's going for art. You've got, who else? Junipe's really good. He's up there. Taco Squad's really, really good at cyberpunk stuff. Say Shovel's up there. Oh, I already said Shovel, but like he builds at a huge scale. Calvin is up there. He's really, really talented, but again, giant scale. Yeah, that's most people that I like see on my feed right now that I'm seeing. Oh, there's one person, Freya. She's absolutely insanely talented. Yeah. But when you think about it, like, this is like from a side of it being, as content creators, our goal is not to make the best build ever. It's to make a really good build that works really well for a video format. And so there never will be a content creator who is the best Minecraft builder, because the second a Minecraft builder becomes a content creator, they are no longer dedicating every single minute of their time to learning how to build better. They're instead starting to dedicate time to learning how to make better videos. So then there's a lot of people that are out there that are just learning every day, build tech. And then those people are the ones who long-term become the best of the best of the best builders. What about Trixie Blocks? I would say the exact same thing with Trixie Blocks. Like, they're talented, but the scale they work at least to me, is so unsurvival friendly that it like ruins it. Because I think there's definitely a charm to those like gigantic things. But when I'm looking for like skill in a Minecraft builder, I'm looking for somebody who can bring Minecraft builds that are scaled around the player size to life. Like that to me is the best of the best, is the person who can take Minecraft builds and how to leverage blocks in certain ways and do something fancy with it to get to the point where, I don't like these overhangs, not working the way I wanted them to, but being able to get to the point with Minecraft builds where your stuff is just like so incredibly detailed and your block choice is just like the perfect for the moment to do those things. But yeah, like there's never going to be a best. Like you said, art is subjective. So I think it's one of those things where like when you like, comments get flooded constantly with calling out their favorite content creator as being like the best Minecraft builder ever. Like, people tell me in my comments that I'm the best ever, and I wouldn't say that's true. I don't think that's true at all. I mean, appreciate the compliment, but I do not think I'm the best builder. I think I'm far from it. There's things that I'm learning every single day playing this game from other people around me. But like when people are like, who? It's like, I don't really have an answer. I can name some people, but I don't got an answer of like who's the best of the best, because like you said, it's subjective. That's why I listed off just like a heck of a lot of names. I don't like that. We're gonna boom, 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 boom. Put a door right in here. I feel like mega builds always end up feeling empty in some way. Yeah, it's because you skip a lot to get that grand thumbnail shot. I wanted that. Yeah, I'm gonna be interested to see how long the, like, I guess era of the mega build lasts for, because I already think it's on the decline big time. I don't think mega builds are gonna be all that popular for much longer. But people keep building them because the YouTube algorithm still loves them. But I think even like the content creators who make them would much rather be doing smaller things. You can't tell me that there's content creators out there who love every single week making million block plus bases. You use the Lightmatica in your hardcore world? I do. Yeah, I like that better. For that one. This one, that'll remain sunken. Oh, we'll figure out what that's gonna do. It's gonna be a fake gate because it's not gonna go up anywhere, but let's do something like that. It's gonna be a fake Minecraft gate. Gem Space is definitely mega, but I think she likes the scale. Yeah, Gem originally was a creative builder before she became a survival builder. And if you look at her old things, her old projects before she started getting into survival, she built gigantic things. Like her Gem scale that I think she prefers to work at least from like a creative side, is huge, and treating Minecraft just as a modeling tool. So when you get into that realm, yeah, you're going to be making some huge, huge, huge builds. That just so I can have a little like viewport out here. I like mega detailed cities the best. Yeah, I mean, this is, if you think about it though, like this definitely now classifies as like mega build, obviously. But each individual house could be pulled out, and that could just be your base. Like you could pull any of these houses out of here pretty much. Maybe not that one because it doesn't really have all four walls, because it's kind of hidden into that building. But you could pull these guys out. Any of the ones we designed today, you could pull them out, just finish off the walls, and you could, each of these could be a base or a part of a house or whatever. You need a redwood? Try mangrove. Mangrove, strip mangrove log, mangrove plank, netherrack, red terracotta. I'll get you going. Redwood forest. I haven't worked on any of those yet. What are you working on right now? We've been kind of messing around with this. I think I'm about tapped though. We've been live for over 3 hours today, so I think we're gonna be wrapping it up there. I really appreciate y'all hanging. We got a lot more work done. We got that house finished. We got that tower finished. That tower finished. That house is at least color blocked out, and we got this thing blocked out, which has been stressing me out for a while. So that feels fantastic. But that, my friends, we're gonna wrap up stream there today. Thank you so very much for hanging. I really do appreciate all the support. Thank you, thank you, thank yous. Y'all are absolutely amazing. We will be back on Wednesday, another live stream, working on some stuff, seeing where it all goes. You just joined. Well, you can rewind and watch it all if you would like to. But we'll go find somebody that we can drop a raid in on over on the Twitch side. The YouTube friends, thank you all so much for being here. I'll leave these ones. I'm leaving all the VODs public for now, just to kind of see what happens with it with the new bug being fixed. So thank you so very much, my friends, for being here. I really do appreciate you. Who do we know that's live? We can go raid Skiz. Why not? He's doing some hermit crafty stuff, so we'll go ahead and raid Skiz. Thank you so much for being here, my friends. I do appreciate it. I'll catch you on the flip side. Bye.